What if I told you that the billionaires you see on magazine covers, the Elon Musks, the Jeff Bezoses, are not actually at the top of the wealth pyramid? That's right. There is an entire world above the billionaires. A world so exclusive, so hidden, that most financial educators never even talk about it. Today, we are pulling back the curtain. We are going level by level, from the everyday millionaire all the way up to the ultra elite, and showing you exactly what life looks like at every stage of the top 1%. I am Ron Invest, and this channel is dedicated to helping you understand money, build wealth, and think like the people at the top. If you are new here, hit that like button right now and subscribe so you never miss a video. Let's get into it. Let's start with something most people get completely wrong. When we say the top 1%, we think of one group, one lifestyle, one level of wealth. But the truth is, the top 1% is not a single destination. It is an entire ladder, and the gap between the bottom rung of that ladder and the top is more extreme than the gap between a middle-class family and a millionaire. So let's walk through it, step by step. To crack the top 1% in the United States, you need a household income of approximately $650,000 to $800,000 per year, depending on the year and the data source. In terms of net worth, you are looking at roughly $11 million or more. Now, this sounds like an enormous number, and it is compared to the average American. But inside the world of the 1%, this is the ground floor. These are your high-earning doctors, your senior corporate executives, your successful small business owners. They live well. They have beautiful homes, private school for the kids, and great vacations. But they are still working. They are still trading time for money. And if the income stops, so does the lifestyle. This is an important distinction. At this level, wealth is high, but it is not yet truly free. Now we move into the $10 million to $30 million net worth range. This is where things start to shift dramatically. At this level, your money is genuinely working for you. A $20 million portfolio, invested conservatively at a 5% return, generates $1 million per year, without you lifting a single finger. You never have to think about a paycheck again. This group makes up a tiny fraction of even the top 1%. They have second homes, sometimes third ones. They fly business class, sometimes private. Their children will inherit enough to never face financial stress. But here is what is fascinating. Most of these people are invisible. They are not on TV. They are not on Forbes lists. They are quiet. They are private. And that is often precisely why they got here. This is where we enter a completely different universe of wealth. At $30 million and above, you are not just wealthy. You are a financial institution unto yourself. People at this level have family offices. A family office is essentially a private wealth management company that exists solely to manage one family's money. We are talking about dedicated investment teams, tax strategists, estate planners, and legal advisors, all working full-time, exclusively for you. At this tier, philanthropy becomes a serious part of the financial picture. Not just donating to charity, but creating foundations, shaping policy, funding research. The wealthy at this level have real influence over institutions, universities, and even governments. And yet, most people have never heard of them. Now, we are talking about a group so small, so rarefied that there are only an estimated 25,000 to 30,000 of them in the entire United States. These are the centimillionaires, people worth hundreds of millions of dollars. At this level, money stops being a practical concern in any way, shape, or form. You are not thinking about returns or budgets. You are thinking about legacy. What institutions will carry your name? What companies will you acquire? What political movements will you fund? Private jets are not a luxury at this level. They are a logistical tool. Security teams, multiple estates across multiple countries, art collections worth tens of millions, access to deals, investments, and opportunities that simply do not exist for anyone below this tier. Exclusive private equity funds, pre-IPO stakes, direct investments into companies most people never even hear about until they are worth billions. And here is the part that blows most people's minds. The centimillionaire is still not at the top. Billionaires are the ones we see. Forbes publishes their names. Journalists write about their yachts. The public debates their taxes. But financially speaking, billionaires represent a very wide spectrum. A person worth $1 billion and a person worth $50 billion are living in completely different realities, even though we call them both billionaires. What most people do not realize is that the true billionaire lifestyle, private islands, $500 million super yachts, fleets of aircraft, owning entire sports franchises, funding space companies, only truly begins around the $5 billion to $10 billion mark. Below that, you are what financial insiders sometimes call a working billionaire. You still have obligations, board responsibilities, investors to answer to, public scrutiny. Your assets are largely illiquid, tied up in companies and equity. You may be worth $1 billion on paper, but you cannot simply spend it freely. Now we arrive at the true peak, the centibillionaires. These are individuals with $100 billion or more. As of the mid-2020s, there are fewer than 10 people on the entire planet at this level. Think about that. Out of 8 billion human beings, fewer than 10 have crossed this threshold. At this level, wealth is no longer personal. It is planetary. These individuals do not just influence economies. They are economies. Their investment decisions move stock markets. Their companies employ hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, of people worldwide. They are funding the literal colonization of space. They are shaping the future of artificial intelligence, energy, and healthcare for all of humanity. And this is where wealth stops being about lifestyle and becomes about something else entirely: power, permanence, impact that outlives generations. Here is the key insight I want you to walk away with. The top 1% is not a destination. It is a spectrum, and the most powerful thing you can do is understand which level you are building toward and why. Because the strategies to go from the middle class to your first million are completely different from the strategies to go from $1 million to $10 million. And those strategies are completely different from $10 million to $100 million. Each level requires a different mindset, a different set of tools, and a different relationship with money itself. The people who stay stuck are the ones who think wealth is a single mountain to climb. The people who accelerate are the ones who realize it is a series of games, and you have to learn the rules of each game before you can win it. So let's bring it all together. The top 1% is not one group. It is an entire world of levels, from the high-earning professional making $700,000 a year all the way up to the centibillionaire reshaping the future of the planet. Each level is a different universe. Each level has different rules. And each level requires you to think differently about money, time, and legacy. The most important takeaway: start thinking about your wealth in levels. Stop asking, how do I get rich? And start asking, what level am I building toward, and what does it actually take to get there? That shift in thinking alone puts you ahead of 99% of the people around you. If this video gave you a new way to see wealth, and I hope it did, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are serious about building real financial knowledge. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe right now. We put out videos every week designed to help you think smarter about money. I am Ron Invest. I will see you in the next one.